This is Sunny, and I am speaking.
Time to make a YouTube video, so here we go. Hey you! Yeah, you. I care about you, and that is why I made this video. Lately, we've been kind of questioning everything from who we surround ourselves with to what is the meaning of life. So, how do we balance all of this and still live a happy and healthy life? I wanted to help you out a little bit. I mean, there might be some people who are stopping our success and we're not really paying attention to it. We do not want to be playing the guessing game over here. Why might you be stuck in the same stage in life? I don't know. Maybe you might want to watch this video and find out. These are some traits that I put together that I've experienced with other people in my life also. It's hard to be in a friendship with somebody when you want to do what's best for them or tell them the truth, and they still have this type of animosity towards you. It's kind of like it's uncomfortable almost. I've had to cut people out of my life that weren't serving me any purpose so that I could really figure out who I am and see what my potential is. And I want you to do the same thing because it is not worth keeping around those blood suckers. If you notice or hear any of these traits that I'm about to explain to you, run for your dear life because you are going to need to get away as soon as possible. These are 7 signs of a dangerous person. Now, the history of dangerous people has gone all the way back to 1,000,000 BC when people thought that anybody who was outside of the norm was a witch or did witchcraft or was a devil worshiper. And we just need to know who these people are. They don't necessarily have to be outside of the norm to be dangerous, but it's just enough characteristics that we have a reason to be cautious. You ever had a friend or somebody in your life who is so stuck in their ways, there's absolutely nothing that you could possibly say to change their opinion, or they try to dump some old garbage on you? Meaning there's something they bring up that might have hurt your feelings and they don't understand it. And when you confront them or address it with them, they become closed towards you and defensive. You don't want these people in your life. Reason being is if you're ever in a place where you need to set boundaries, these people are going to overstep your boundaries. They're going to step on every tiptoe that they can so that they can tiptoe on your last nerve. And you do not want that. The last thing you need if you're a sensitive person or if you're somebody who takes things to heart is somebody who's going to say things out of context or blatantly blurt out ideas that might be inappropriate. This shows that they have a complete disregard for your feelings and they couldn't care less if you feel wrong about something. Hey, could you tell me what time it is? Yeah, it's just about 1/2 time for you to go. Number 2, their body language or movements are unsettling. Now, I know you guys have invited somebody over, and instead of engaging with you in intellectual conversation, they are looking around the room, playing with their hair, messing around with the pillow next to them, or shaking their feet. Now, some people shake their feet because they have anxiety or they want to let out some suppressed emotions. But this type of foot shaking, this type of foot shaking is like you need something type of foot shaking, like if you're craving something type of foot shaking. It's a little scary. This is something you want to notice because this person got something in their brain. They are planning something. And if you haven't already noticed this, you need to run and run fast because if they're in your home, that gives them a head start to damage your life. You know, it's kind of like the movie Texas Chainsaw Massacre, when you have those younger people who come into a town and they want to buy the whole town and put businesses there and everything. And then when they run into an old lady who owns one of the houses inside of that town, they try and get her evicted and try to push her out of the house. And then her weird son comes along and he's all kind of like dark and mysterious. And he's just like big and just looks angry all the time. And they had no idea that he was going to be a killer. Like, come on now. I saw that at the first scene that I saw him, because you got to be able to use your intuition here, guys. You know, we were all given intuition. That is your first thought about something or someone. If it smells fishy, do not sit near the fish, because it's going to stink, right? And if they are looking in your cabinets or looking in your fridge, emphasis on the looking in your fridge, they have nothing good to offer you, honey. Number 3, they change their character. I mean, they could have strong political views one day and then the next have no interest in politics whatsoever. Or they could like oranges one day and then the next they don't like oranges. Or they could like apples one day and then the next they don't like apples. And it really depends on who they're talking to. I mean, imagine if you are on Tinder, like a dating site or something, and then you meet this person and it seems like they're kind of grooming their questions and searching for the right answers so that they can impress you instead of truly being themselves. This is scary, very scary. Almost as if they're creating a false sense of intimacy. I mean, y'all must know the first way to a woman's heart is through her brain. You say the right thing and she is in your hands. They aren't genuine, which may leave you intrigued and constantly wondering who they are. This is because their goal is not to be transparent. It's to gain the trust of whoever they're spending their time with at that moment. And number 4, they mimic your actions. As humans, we all love to believe we have a great influence on people, but sometimes there are red flags. Like someone who may adopt certain tendencies or activities that you like to do and then claim that it's something that they've always loved. You know, not wanting your food to be touching, and you got the cornbread and you got the beans, and then you trying to tell somebody, hey, you know, your beans and your cornbread are touching, your cornbread's gonna get soggy. And then they like, no, I like this. I like my food touching. And then you're like, since when? Since when? Like, you look closely and you like, well, are you growing your beard out? And he's like, oh yeah, boy, you know, I'm trying to, you know, get the beard for the ladies. And you looking at him and you just seeing like this little piece of thing on his chin, and it's like, it's nasty. Now it's just nasty. You know, these people really look up to you and idolize you. And it may start out innocent, like, you know, they start having your same combo at Chipotle, and then before you know it, they've applied to the same job that you work at, and now you don't just have a fan, but now you have a stalker too. And you guys, I am living proof, because this definitely happened to me. You know, you really need to be yourself, and if you have friends that you might idolize or who you might look up to, just make sure that you stay true to yourself. You know, they can definitely be an example for you, and you can definitely look up to them, but just make sure that you stay authentic and that you be yourself. Number 5, they love drama. Now, because this person is so unhappy with themselves, they bask in the drama of other people's pain. You'll see them ask about their current friends or even a former friend who might be going through something embarrassing and just want to consistently talk about it. Like, they enjoy talking about things that make other people uncomfortable. Beware, because this means that you are next. When you leave that lunch table or when you leave that dinner table, they are talking about you too. You are the first topic on their mind. So you'll want to be aware of all of this. Number 6, we definitely love our friends, but sometimes they just can't remove people or even habits in their life that are toxic. Separation anxiety is when someone is afraid of losing something or someone. You can identify an unusual attachment to things or people in their life that might bring them temporary happiness. Although this happiness is temporary, to them it's very, very fulfilling. It could be inanimate objects, material things like cars, clothing, just anything in their lives that they find sentimental value or that they've had for a very long time and they just have a hard time letting go of. Although someone might be dealing with someone in their life that is inconsistent, they reminisce over times that they felt the best with that person or thing. They often focus on longevity, and that is how long that something has been in their life. They also usually focus on quantity, how many of that thing that the person might have. They don't care necessarily about quality because they're kind of scared of being alone. So the more things, the more objects, or the more people they have around them, the better that they feel. Now, I personally have been that friend that everybody confides in when they're having relationship problems or when they just need some advice. They just need a shoulder to cry on, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't judge over here. But, you know, it's about the 11th time that you done told somebody, hey, leave him, he is not for you. Or you done told the dude, hey, you know, they're not the one, leave them alone. They're not serving you good. They're not doing you any good. Leave them alone, and they just will not listen to you. Don't get me wrong, because if somebody is bad for you or isn't a good person in your life, you can definitely address it, and that person may even be an asset to you. They might treat you better. They might fix their actions. But it's really a matter of you confronting the issues and seeing how they respond. And the last one we have is number 7. Ask for advice, but never follow through. Seeking out advice from a friend is a great way to show them that you respect them and want their guidance. But it becomes insanity when you're the only one that's being asked for advice and the person's actions really aren't changing. You might think this is because the person is naive and just needs more guidance, but it's only a matter of time before you get tired and stop giving your ideas, and in return, they call you controlling. Like, you tell somebody to put on deodorant and they don't want to listen to you. You don't want that around you. No. These are vampires that will suck the good energy out of you and leave you dry and cold in the winter time. Stay warm, folks. And it's nice and warm on my YouTube channel. And stay strong, because we can do this. If you have any more ideas, I'd love to see them, so put them in the comments for me. Have a blessed day.